What are the Inforunners? I'm Execute, joined today by old man who has himself Algared. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing okay. Let me just park my character at the side and I'll be all right with you.
Right, so we're both in game at the moment. They dropped a new update patch, probably about 9 hours ago. It takes us about that long to get together because Algared's got work and school and all that type of thing. But anyway, we wanted to show you what they've added, and I think it's fake, but it could be real. So that's the whole reason we're showing it to you. Algared, do you think it's fake or real? Just without not saying what it is.
Look, I think it's fake.
Yeah. But we're going to go through why.
Yeah.
And we'll go through it all with you. But we're going to switch over to in-game. So here we are in-game. We're at the Wiki Imperium, or Wikilo's Imperium, as they like to call it. I've just kind of come off my ship here. Anyway, so we're going to go in. So they've opened it all up in here. What would you say that this has the feeling of? It's obviously the collector of the Guardian, but what are the rare collectibles it has, Algared? So you can tell a lot of people some of this lore stuff, yeah?
Pretty much. Well, you've got all that. I would expect I'd expect the crab ship. If that's from the very first previews of Chris, when he was getting out of the hangar and the thing, there was this red crab ship. In game, in lore, there is only one of those still existing in a box, and
so basically, though, they're all really rare flare items or sub flare items from across the years. I think the most interesting for me, to believe it or not, is the display frames they've built is like that bony banny architecture frames, right? But there's only really two things we really came here to look at, right? One is that's hidden over in the corner here, so down this end with the two holographic trees. This is one I found that a lot of people missed, but this is Tanner T. Bannister. So do you want to tell people why she's so important, Algared?
Yeah, Tessa Bannister was our very first, one of our very first mission givers. But we only ever heard her voice. But Tessa was on the ICC space station, and she'd say, hey, you pilot, come over here. I've got a job. I've detected some problems over there, but I can't leave my station. Can you go check it out? And there's a whole string of these missions. So Tessa became the darling.
She's a fan favorite, isn't she? Because she's like the first mission giver.
Absolutely. She's a darling of Star Citizens from way back.
So side tangent real quick. These are two Big Benny's vending machines, but they both appear to be new, as in we've never seen them before. Retro style, yeah? So, yeah.
Yeah, right, we've never seen those before in game.
Javelin, so things like this hoop, that's from the Javelin. It's the there was a whole what was it? Star Citizen Live about them making a basketball gameplay for the Javelin. That's where that hoop's from. So there's this room really tells the story of a lot of the Star Citizen stuff in short, right? But yeah, Tessa's a real I'd call that a golden egg or something like that. She's a real hidden lore piece that a lot of people will be able to relate to, and she's totally tucked away in the corner like she's nothing. But I spent a lot of time here looking around and found her. Anyway.
And so you've got a whole pile of.
But here's the real thing we came for, Algared, right? And this is what we think is fake. Is they've added a combat mech. Now, here's a couple of reasons. There's a whole list of reasons why we think this is fake. Predominantly, Triggerfish, which is April Fool's Day, is next week. Just saying. But me and Algared have talked about this at length. And we're going to go through every reason we can think of why this is fake. Predominantly, I think the main one is the lore one, Algared. So I think I'll let you take that because that's your sweet spot. So tell us why you think that's the biggest reason, so to speak.
Well, it looks like an Argo mech. And so Argo aren't military, so that surprises me. They tend to do repair. They more repair things. They keep they came to fame putting the Sol's rail networks under wraps, and then getting the stevedoring stuff working, and making the MPUV because there was a lock in their cargo stuff. So it's really out of their wheelhouse to develop a battle mech. Now,
I think the other thing that I can add to that, Algared, is when they did the Argo MCV, where they showed the concept off at the Citizen Con a couple of years ago, because to totally avoid the military stuff. The back half trailer was Argo, and the front was literally a ballista, like a Spartan platform. So they're avoiding military like it's the plague almost. You know what I mean? So I think that reinforces as well. Yeah, go ahead though with what you were going to say.
No, so they're the things that kind of right. The other thing that really caught my eye was the fact that I can't find any branding on there at all.
Yeah.
There's no Anvil branding. There's no Aegis branding. There's no.
Yeah, I brought that up to you as well. So the texture itself is very ad hoc. I even said to Algared at one point, this feels like a failed onboarding task, or just like a kit bash, like someone's done a kit bash, because the texture itself just doesn't feel right. And what I mean by that is you can see it's textured in this digital camo, but as Algared said, there's no branding. And if you go look at a lot of the skins, they have a lot of branding and stuff. The stuff that's on there is defaultly on there already for the other atlases. The way the guns are put on, like we were like, if you were going to make an Argo platform, wouldn't you make it ballistic with these massive fed belts and like an ammo pack on the back? That's the other thing. It actually looks like the pack has been taken off. You can see these clips here. So the whole back plate has been taken off. Now, I've had a lot of people that we've talked to about this literally say, yeah, but it's lasers. You wouldn't need the ballistics and all that. But you can think about it very quickly. That's just one small piece of evidence, but as you kind of start to stock these all together, the triggerfish thing I just can't get past. The other thing is when you stand here in this area, notice how the light above is a blue light, yet most of all the other lights in the entire room are yellow. That looks like a hologram light to me. I think it's front and center in the entire room. I think this is where Wicklow, look, there's a seat here. See? You're meant to sit down and talk to Wicklow. That's what you're meant to do. This is not what is meant to be here. This has been put here as a triggerfish. I shit you not, right? And I just can't get past all these little things. The other thing is, like, if you go around the room and look at the items in here, they're kind of integrated into the room. Like, they put plants around them. You know, they got little stands for them and stuff like that. This thing just looks like it's been smashed in the middle of a platform. It's got nothing holding it up. There's like, think about it. If it was a real thing, wouldn't it have a stand to hold the suit up? There's nothing like that.
There are the other thing that you notice in the room. There are often on the items in the room very little nameplate saying what it is. So the nameplate for cleaning equipment. Hey, this was really
here's one.
Really caught my attention. It's very complex, but sometimes it seems a bit off. So when you come up the stairs, there's this massive, huge skull, which is apparently a Vandal skull.
Yep. This one over
and
here.
It's a Vandal skull. They are like.
I think it's this one. Is this one? Is it this one?
I am going to assume so.
Oh, you can't. I forget to reshare this.
No, you're not sharing the screen.
Ah, sorry. All right, my bad. I forgot. My bad. We changed rooms just before I got it. Right, there you go. Sorry. Is it this one?
I'll tell you in a sec. Hang on.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, Algared's 400 meters away. We tried to actually get together, but he got put into a different hangar.
No, not that one.
Not that one? Okay. Oh,
well. The one on a stand when you come up the stairs.
Oh, that one.
When you literally come up the stairs.
Yeah, I know where that one is. This one.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, that is a Vandal one.
Apparently is said to be a Vandal skull. Now, that is huge compared to a human. So some of the information sometimes feels out. And so if that was a battle mech or something like, I would have expected something to kind of say what it was.
I think there are references in here though, because so there's this Xeno thread armor, and below it there is 100% pure salt bags, which is pretty funny.
Yeah. So,
bags of salt. Anyway.
Yeah. So pure salt. The people will be crying. There'll be tears of salt with this one.
Yeah. But yeah, it just seems so lackluster as a mech. It's literally just like an Atlas with two guns smacked on. The other thing that we was talking about is also these guards. They don't. We've tried to think of why they're there. Like, I guess they do technically block the line of sight on the pilot ever so little, but you've also got those little flaps around the out, because this whole middle piece is new as well. I don't see. They don't seem to make a lot of sense to me. like where those little shields are placed. But if you're a military person, please let me know in the comments below how wrong I am, if I am wrong or whatever. But they don't seem to make a lot of sense to me. And there's just things missing off this. Like, I don't know about you, Algared. I wouldn't want a mech that's just 2 guns attached. I'd want it to carry a gun and like almost be a bit like Titanfall. I don't know if you're the same.
Yeah, I like when I look at that. The things you raised earlier, you said, hey, it looks like it's got ammo cartridges.
Oh yeah, I should show
but
that.
But they're energy weapons.
Yeah, so
they
there's
could
new.
also be
Hang on,
battery packs, but
just let me show you this. So they are technically new arms, as Algared was saying, and they've got so they don't have the little pads like the other Atlases do. It almost looks like there's some kind of cartridge that possibly loads in here. And as you were saying, Algared, yeah, batteries or ammo. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they could be batteries for the lasers. They could be ammo for ballistics if they decide to make them ballistics. But to me, it just feels
They pulled a release, which kind of makes me think it's a clip as well. Sorry, yeah, go ahead, Algared.
it just doesn't feel right. There's stuff that just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
And
this entire room is subflares, and that, unless that's a triggerfish subflare, I don't see it happening. Right? And again, it's a really weird camo. It's an either a snow or urban camo. I can probably get behind the urban one being a mech, but like a snow camo, like someone said in one of their chats, is like, oh, maybe it's out going hunting a boreal stalker. Maybe, I don't know, but like it just seems like a really weird texture to put on your very first one. There's just a lot of things that smell off, and being triggerfish, bad smelling fish, like it all relates, right? There's just something that's wrong there, and I think this is a bait and switch. I think this is literally them trying to put something else here, and like where it's placed, the holographic light and all that stuff. I think this has definitely been put in to hype up, and they have done this before, isn't there? There's precedents with the what was it? The Reliant Noodle.
The Big Bennett Reliant delivery truck.
Yeah.
The Raptor.
Yeah, that's another one. Yep.
The Squadron 49 or Squadron 42 Cologne. So yeah, they've done lots of things. Now, the thing about this Emporium display room is that Banu like to put their things on display, and if this guy's putting things that are fake on display or information's wrong, there's nothing to stop a Banu even cobbling something together as well. So,
true. But yeah, there's no like you can. I'm in game right now, and there's a voice because I've also got sound turned off so we can talk. But there's a voice of him talking, but there's no hologram.
Yeah.
And I was saying that today. It's really weird, and I've just kind of put it together. That's his hologram. I just can't get over the light and where it's positioned, center of the room, and they've replaced it with some fake combat mech.
Yeah, and the fact that there's that stool right in front of it.
Yeah. Sit down.
Which is where you'd sit. And then if you go around to look at other displays with holograms, because there are a few around in the place, there's a giant hologram of armor, there's 2 trees.
Yep.
And you can see the same type of light above them.
Yep.
So.
Oh, he's talking to me. I'm wondering if that's because he was talking and I walked away from the hologram. Interesting. Anyway. But yeah, so yeah, as Algared said, they've all got that same blue light sheen. And don't be fooled. That is
so these ones have the lights come out from below.
Yeah, they are 2 different sources though. You have the model, and then you obviously, like if I kind of stand in the model, you can see that the area around it is lit. They are not shared. They are 2 separate things.
Yeah.
And so again, if you take the model out of the way and put the mech in there, the light remains.
Yeah.
And I think to save time, they've just not moved. They don't want to stuff around and put a light back in and set all the parameters again and all that. So they've just switched it over to this.
Yep. No, I think it seems reasonable.
Yeah.
But like we said, it could be real. It could be a legit mech suit of some form, an early model, one which has been cobbled together by our Banu friend to try and look impressive because the way you present yourself is really, really huge for the Banu.
So I think the safe bet, without even looking at the kind of evidence that you and I talked about, just note that April Fool's Day is a week away. It's pretty, like, they've done this before. There's a precedence here. So just be really warned. I'd walk into it with intrepidation. I would be very kind of cautious. Don't get your hopes up. But if it all turns out to be that's the fake one and the real ones come at Invictus, that's awesome, right? But I'd walk in very cautiously, is what I'm trying to say.
I'd be expecting something on April Fool's Day to debate us, whether it's that, whether it's something else. If that suit is a legit suit, one thing I think it certainly shows to me is that something better will be coming along.
I agree with
and
that
if it does
entirely.
come and you want it, then great. But again, to me, it just seems just not right. It's something.
I agree. So let us know.
Off with it, so.
Let us know in the comments below. Share your thoughts with us. Like, I know you're probably hopeful that it is true, but I agree with Algared. I don't think this is the real one, but I think it also points that they know we want one. So it's obviously knowing what we want one that, as Algared said, there's something coming. I think this is a smoke screen. Read up on Triggerfish. It is very much an April Fool's Day and all about pranks and stuff like that. That's 100, and they like to prank each other at the workplace there. So I guarantee you they'd be doing it to us too.
Yeah.
So what would you like to
go back and look?
What would you like to hear in the comments below?
Just so people know, if you go back and have a look, there's been at least 4 or 5, and often there's a little tag if you get caught. And if they kind of say, you went there, you got caught. I don't know about you, but whenever April Fool's on, I know it's
Ideally, we do it anyway because I want the thing. But the very first one was a fooled. When you looked at the Big Benny thing, it was a fooled title, so you can get a little Benny's bowl as your forum badge.
Yeah, but I don't know about you, and I don't know about anyone else, but even if I know it's a fake, I still want to go there because I want to see what they've done. I want to see.
Yeah, I'm the same. Anyway, comments below.
Kudos to someone's work. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with us that this looks like a possible fake or subpar combat suit?
Yeah, subpar is probably the best way. Not to be impolite to your CIG, but that is not your normal standard of work. That is shoddy craftsmanship at its best.
To me, I'll be honest. Considering what we're seeing in the standard of ships, in terms of the gold standard, that looks like 3 or 4
steps back,
iterations back.
Yeah.
And that probably is for me the biggest. Yeah. The biggest flag that says this does not feel right.
The plain kind of texture on it that doesn't really look like it's been integrated. We went through it all before. So if you want to watch it, go back over the video. But yeah, it just doesn't seem to fit in the space. The model's not. The model's fine, but the texture is what kind of gives it away. It almost looks like they slapped. They had an asset they had made, like a test asset, and they grabbed it and kind of tried to bring it up to par as quick as they could. And it shows that it's been done quickly, to me anyway.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right. With that, then, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that notification bell. And thank you to everyone that went the extra mile on Patreon at the end of the video. With that, then,
always appreciated, but never expected.
He's been Algared.
He's been Execute, and we're out of here.
See you, citizens.